Hi, everybody. Welcome back to A Sweet Journey. I am Sonia, also known as Sweets, and I am just getting back from a work trip, and I have a few nuggets of wisdom that I want to share with you all just from the trip. There's something about going on a work trip that gives me an opportunity to just pause and reflect, and I would like to share those reflections with you. So if that is something that you are interested in, please keep watching. When I walked into the airport, I thought it was so interesting to see these two black pilots, and it just really grounded me in the idea of really believing in who you are from whenever it started. And for me, I just really have been into leadership development probably the majority of my life in some way or another, whether it was through teaching or training or leading. And this trip really solidified something that I needed, which was a real clear reminder of who I am. And so I arrived in Vancouver and kind of hit the ground running, if you will. There was so much to just get settled in and prepared to do. 4 days, the first 2 days, I was really just kind of getting settled in and really getting acclimated to the event and getting the event set up. Hi. So I have made it to Canada, and I went down to the area that where the conference is going to be. I went down there and I hung out there for a while and did a couple things, and I grabbed some cue cards because I am here for a number of reasons. It's a work trip, but one of them is I'm going to host a panel on Tuesday. And so I went into the staff area and was able to get some cue cards. And so I'm going to write out my cue cards. Let me tell you something that happened. This should be good. Okay. Get comfortable. Let me get comfortable. Give me a moment. Okay. These are my cue cards. So cool. Anyway, let me tell you what happened. I was leaving the room earlier, and there was a woman at the end of the hall, and she had on all pink, and she was a white woman, so she just looked like one color, even though I know white people are not pink, but the pink, the color, the hue of pink she had on, she looked like one thing, like everything blended. And so I was walking toward her, and I was on the phone, and I was staring her and she was staring at me, and I was like, and I did my head over to the side, because at first I thought it was a painting on the wall, but then I was like, oh wait, that's a woman. And she just kept staring. And she didn't move her head at all. And I looked, and right when I was about to say, there's somebody in front of me who is looking real creepy, the phone hung up before I got in the elevator. So the hotel may or may not be haunted, but what I know is I'm not afraid because I'm a kind of a big deal to the Lord. So please don't try it. Okay, one other thing that I want to show you. I probably won't show anything else for today. I'm gonna try to show kind of the trip without the branding of the company, because I'm not doing social media for the company. I'm doing it for me. And so I'm going to show you what I can, trying to work around the branding and stuff. But this is day one of my travels, but I just want to show you. If I zoom in, look at that, right? There are boats. Okay. All right. So let's talk about goal setting. I first of all saw the sign that said you're on the right path while I was walking. Thought that was perfect. This is the event space, and we had this thing called the goal wall, and that is what this is. And I just want to take a pause and talk about what it means to set powerful goals. Here is the lesson that I learned about goal setting. I was a part of a group of people who supported this particular activity. And so on the main stage, the hosts got up and they said, listen, there's a goal wall out in the lobby. What we want you to do is we want you to go out and we want you to set a big goal or several goals that you actually want to get after. Make sure it's something that is important to you, something that you really want to do. I was one of the people who we were there to collect those and to make sure that they were up on the board. And so then we went to lunch, people did their thing. And then after lunch, we went back into the main room and the hosts had cards in their hands. And what those cards were some of the goals from the wall. Now, one thing that we had observed, because we were reading through all of the goals that were on the wall, there were people who would do things like, I want my store to get this amount of revenue in this particular quarter. I want to lose weight. I want to blah, blah, blah. Then there were people who had goals like, I want to run 5 marathons in this year or in a year. I want to, do these big audacious things. The thing that I put on my goal card was that I will be on the stage next year at this leader summit. And so that's my goal. And I'm sticking by it. So I was on the stage, but in a small way. I'd like to be gradually, I'd like to get closer. And if it is the main stage, it's the main stage, whatever the case. Anyway, and so they had these cards in their hand, and then they started reading off the name of the person, and they said such and such. We understand that you have a goal to take your mom to Paris. We are going to fund that goal. And you could see the person standing and just crying, and then the next card, such and such. We see that your goal is we want to fund that goal, right? And what I noticed after that is that when we took our next break and we were standing at that goal wall, people were coming to adjust the goals that were on there. Several things. One, they were adjusting. They would find their cards and I didn't dream big enough. I didn't put a good enough goal on this card. And so they wanted to make adjustments. Some people felt like their cards were hidden. I need mine to be a little bit more upfront so that it could get chosen because people's goals were being funded. My question to you is, what goal would you set if you knew that it was going to be funded? I don't know. All right. The last thing that I thought would be really important to talk about, and I'll talk about it while I put on my makeup for the day, because this is a big day. This is the day that I get to host a panel for senior leaders of the organization that I support. And there was so much in this, but I think the lesson is on preparation and how do you prepare for the thing that you really believe that you are supposed to do in life. And to me, we get opportunities, like these many opportunities, to be able to prepare for the thing that we really feel incredibly drawn to. I feel incredibly drawn to being on a stage with a microphone. I always hold the microphone like this, but I had a lavalier, so maybe I'm not holding the microphone. Maybe it's here, but whatever the case, for as long as I can remember, I have seen myself speaking to masses of people. That has always been something that I have believed to be my purpose. Something in that is impactful, that is inspiring, that is influential, that is instructive, that has been the core of my life, and that is the structure of my why I do what I do. And so one thing that I believe is important inside of this moment where I'm actually preparing for the day, I actually just want to anchor us in preparing for that thing that it is that we want to do, whether it is housed inside of our goal or it is housed inside of our purpose, that we're really diligent to be actively doing the thing that we really believe that we're supposed to be doing. There's something about that that feels really important to say. And though I believe ultimately I have something has been birthed in me that is an entrepreneurial kind of spirit where I feel like there will come a day where I will be an entrepreneur. The idea is that maybe that will happen one day, but right now, where I am in this moment, I'm here. I am getting ready to go to a conference that is hosted within the current employment that I am in. How do I maximize the thing that I believe I'm supposed to do right now in this moment? And that is a challenge, and hopefully you take that challenge. No matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, there is opportunity to lean into the thing that you really want to do. And if for some reason you don't know what you want to do, maybe do a quick assessment. Like, what do you absolutely love to do? What are things that like light you up? If there was something that you could do every day, all day, what would that thing be? If there was something that you would do without even getting paid for it, like you enjoy it so much that it lights you up on the inside, although I do believe you should get paid for it. Let me just say that. But it lights you up on the inside. What is that thing that you do? And that thing, how about perhaps that is the area that you have an opportunity to really lean in and to become really expert in it, have mastery level in it, and you have mastery level in it through practice, just being in the process of doing it. And so that's what I'm doing right now. I'm in the process of becoming and continuing to grow into the leader extraordinaire that I desire to be. And of course, I am in leadership now. I've been a leader for a while, but there is a place that I am headed. And right now, I am preparing for that. And I'm preparing for that inside of an organization who believes in that, who has a structural spaces that will allow me to grow in this way. And so my recommendation for you is that you find that. Find a way that you can do the thing that you love, build practice inside of the thing that you love, get into preparing for what it is you want to do so that you can do the thing that you absolutely love to do. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye.